All right. Welcome back, everybody. We got another printF game here. It is, of course, the King of Cannons, the show where we follow printF's adventures as the ladder's most honorable cannon rusher. Now, how can being a cannon rusher be honorable, you may ask? Well, he doesn't ever hide behind a barcode or a different alias. He's always playing under the name printF. He cannon rushes every single game. He never tries to mind game and then go super greedy. And he never expands. He plays one base or die trying. Every time after I first learned how to do some more detailed cannon rushes off printF, whenever he'd come in my stream and see me expanding, he'd just be like dropping disappointed emojis and just be like, this is really sad, Pig. Like, you could easily have just won on one base, right? Now, it looked like Flobio was... Oh, double barracks. Wait. Even... Flobio literally even cut an SCV this. Flobio, no, this is what I'm talking about, guys. printF handicaps himself so much by telling people, by not hiding his ID and doing the same thing every game. Flobio is completely walling him out, going 2 barracks, no gas, is just going to go Marines to make sure he doesn't die, and SCVs down here to block the cannon spot. And this is the position printF finds himself in, but he is a wily little guy. He's going to try and pull you out of position. You've got to be careful. Careful, what's he going to do? Is that even a wall-off? Oh, okay, this cannon. I think immediately he needs to get 2 SCVs on the right, and he needs to get 1 SCV on the left side right there. He needs an SCV right there. No, you can't let him put a cannon down, Flobio. Flobio's too busy chasing that SCV, trying to split these guys up, building Marines back at home and SCVs. For that, you need 3 SCVs to attack the cannon. Watch its hit points. You can see they're basically staying the same. So all he's damaging is the shield. So it'll finish with no shields, but it would still have 90 hit points, which is going to take forever for 2 SCVs to kill. It would take like, I don't know, you're doing 10 damage minus 1, 8 damage a hit. It'd take like 12 SCV volleys, and they attack really slow, so it's going to take like, basically the cannon would kill every SCV before that happens. But this is kind of weird because you could maybe get rid of one of these cannons, but the other one's going to finish. 2 Marines is not enough. You could pull the boys to tank. Problem is printFio. printF, playing at a slightly higher level than Flo, let's be real. He's, as much as I love Florencio, printF is more of a specialist. Florencio is a bit more of a trickster, but printF's more of a minutia, detail-oriented guy. But printF will focus your Marines, so even if you bring SCVs down, he'll shift-click the Marines with the cannons, which is where all your damage is, so that can cause you a lot of trouble. He's going to stay one base, so... The reason I'm considering this is I'm like, well, he's going to proxy something down here. If you can break this position before more cannons come up, like, it could be viable. But Flobio, I think, is a little bit worried. I love that his name's Flobio. Maybe that's why I keep saying Florencio, because I'm like, Flobio. Florencio, Flo's bio account, maybe. Going eBay. He's a bit paranoid. No expansion. The gas is so late because that was kind of plan B. Flobio may have survived here, but Flobio is definitely in a hard spot. It's actually, wait, double Reaper before factory? What? Okay, so Flobio is banking on a backstab doing damage. There's no cannon at home. printF. Oh, if he gets up the ramp and sees the Reaper pop, that could be big. The Reaper's going to go across the map. The Stalker's checking for it, though. Oh, he barely misses the first one, but the second one. Oh, no, the first one's waiting for the second one to move across. printF, he notices it. If he can get one Reaper, that'd be huge. And then he can recall home to defend the other one as well. Almost gets that Reaper, not quite. And those Reapers, you don't want to lose these, man. He's going to build his shield battery and just A-move the Stalker home to defend. Shouldn't take too much damage there. An Adept is out. Stargate coming up on the front. Looks like it's going to be the Void Ray Tempest Siege that he loves so much. But there was actually he said this was something new. printF said, oh, these are some new tactics. Stay tuned. He was in the email where he sent these. He's like, man, don't discount these. He's like, I know you haven't been casting all my PvT ones because you were bored of the cannon battery Tempest one, even though there's like cool little detailed specifics that he picks up on, but I sometimes miss in my casts. But he said, yeah, stay tuned. I got something special planned in my PvTs. I've been doing something new. And I'm like, all right, buddy. Well, against 2 barracks, Magfield Cyclone's coming in. I think Flobio might be playing a little too conservative. On the other hand, if Flobio has good micro, a patient Terran can always hold on, especially if they get reacted Starport Vikings. Can deal with that. Ooh, they run into the cannons. He sees the fleet beacon, though. He sees the fleet beacon. That's pretty big. Flobio, are we just going to defend with Magfield Cyclones? He cancels Magfield. Yeah. Cyclones aren't good enough first Tempest, man, because the Tempest micro, they can just pick them off from far away. When they hit 5 Tempests as well, they start one-shotting them, and that's... Wait, 5? It's not 5. Isn't it like 3 or 4? 4 Tempests, I believe, one-shot a Cyclone. 2 starports going down. No way. Okay, he's going to go for lots and lots of Vikings. Cyclone locking onto the cannon right now. The thing is, against most players with this contain, you feel like he could expand, he can do anything. I'm going to fall behind. Flobio, though, knows his opponent. We know that by the way he reacted at the start of this game. He said, oh, it's printF, he cannon rushes. I don't think it's too far to imagine. He probably knows that printF never goes past 1 base as well, which means you don't have that economic pressure. You're like, I'm 1 base, you're 1 base. He's got time. He can hold on. Now, obviously, the Tempest Siege is going to begin here, and this is going to cause a lot of problems. SCV is trying to deal with that. A second Cyclone is going to come out, so there'll be 2 Cyclones. The SCV is repairing that one in the mineral line a little bit. And Vikings are building 2 at a time. Flobio gets a lock on there. He's trying to just buy himself time here. You know, stop the Tempest from constantly attacking. Force a bit more actions and potentially mistakes out of printF as well. And now you might be wondering, what's printF doing? Nothing. It's printF, guys. He's not doing anything at home. He's got a Adeptus Stalker and a Shield Battery. He's building more batteries. And oh my god, okay. All right, printF, what the hell, man? What the hell? He's going to be going carriers versus a 1 base Terran. I don't know if that's good. I feel like you're forcing him into Vikings with the Tempests, and then Vikings beat carriers anyway. I guess, I mean, it's the same as the Tempest. If he flies over the cannons and batteries, you bait him in with the Tempest, and then that plus Interceptors combined with batteries healing. I still feel it's the same as with the Tempest, though. They need to get more damage, and they need to do it right now. And they're doing a good job, but the moment you let up the pressure, and he gets to like 10, 12 Vikings, he's going to start just snapping these out of the sky before you get to do any kiting and pulling back into those safe zones. So I think Flobio has actually done a pretty good job at staying reasonably calm here. Is up to, wait, 3 Vikings at a time? Oh, he built a reactor. So he built a reactor, he swapped it over. Very smart. He's also building SCVs and dropping mules over there. I wouldn't mind him trying to squeeze a 3rd gas in, because this is clearly a very high-tech battle between like Mass Viking and Tempest, and the carriers are being hidden in the back as well. Gets an SCV. Tempests are so fragile, man. 300 hit points. So, I mean, I guess you could argue it's more than double the hit points of a Viking, but I mean, a lot of it's shields, no armor on that. The hull does have 2 armor. That's something a lot of people forget. Viking 0 armor, Tempest 2 armor. I think a carrier's only 1, isn't it? Oh no, carrier's 2 as well. Okay, both of those capital ships, not too lightly armored. I mean, what are we going to do to defend, though? Just Mass Viking? He is taking double gas. I like it. Flobio with the secret base. Oh, printF, you got to check for this, man. If you don't check for this, you could be in trouble. Cyclone's going to go forward for a little bit of a lock. And nope. Loses a Cyclone. The shield batteries are so far forward, he can even heal a little bit all the way out there. 2 carriers out, 3rd one. He's hiding and getting +1 air weapons on 1 base. Because my name's printF and I 1 base will die trying, man. He's going to build a pylon up front. He's got Zealots building right now, which is really peculiar. I guess because they don't cost gas. And that is something we've seen sometimes is a slow Zealot transition. He's going to scout with the Zealot. Oh, he sees the Vikings. He was like, is this Mass Marine or is this Mass Viking? Does he react seeing the Vikings? I don't know what he's going to do here. Surely he can't build batteries up here, though. No, that's dumb. printF, keep it in your pants, mate. Okay, so he's trying to bait him in. He's saying, I'm going to build cannon battery up here. You have to come forward. The cannon gets taken out. One of the Tempests is dangerously low. It goes down. Oh, no. The carriers are in trouble, guys. The carriers are taking big damage. He loses a Tempest and a carrier. Get that Tempest out of there. You got to pull back, printF. Oh, no. printF stayed way too far forward. Those 3 cannons are getting juicy damage. That final chase with the Vikings cost him a lot. Remember, whenever he's fighting out here, good for Terran. Whenever he's fighting over here, very bad for Terran. Those 3 cannons represent the real threat if those Vikings fly in. But this is this was really bad. 5 Vikings, 2 Tempests, and a carrier. Terran's going to take that trade any day of the week. He's looking for any exposed units out here. Oh, did he just attack his own building? How did they launch all those interceptors at once? Did you guys see that? They just threw all of their interceptors at once. I think he must have attacked his own building. Because it felt like, okay, let's pay attention. printF, what are you doing with these carriers, mate? I think he launched on one of his buildings. Yeah, this pylon. This pylon here took damage. So what he's doing, guys, is because interceptors going to go launch, launch, launch. It takes forever for them to get all of the interceptors out. By that time, the Vikings have already killed the carrier. Bam, second carrier is starting to go down, you know? But if you can launch early and then throw all of them at once, it's massive. Not only that, guys, let me just very quickly look up the leash range. So the way it works, for those who don't know, right, is... All right, 8 leash range. All right, 8 leash range. Sorry, 8 range on the carrier, 12 leash range. That's plus 50% range. And look at that, he attacks his fleet beacon, guys. He attacks his fleet beacon and then throws all the interceptors at once on top of those Marines. And then he can pull back, but the interceptors, notice they don't start flying back to the carriers until he gets 12 range away. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage on that carrier, but those Vikings flew into the cannons. So many Marines just died. 5 more Vikings have gone down. That only cost 1 carrier. That time, way better units lost for printF. He doesn't care about losing interceptors. It's that the carriers that are the weak bit here. Now, this guy only on 4 hit points. That carrier is so fragile. So basically, guys, he has to throw it at 8 range. So what he does is he attacks his gateway, moves forward. This is so friggin' genius the way he's setting this up. And then I think he might need a spotter unit as well to see them. And then he just attacks a Viking or a Marine, and all the interceptors shoot at once. And the moment they're all going to that target, like as long as once he gets in range, he just pulls the carriers back to make them safe. Look at that! He goes in. He doesn't even take a full Viking volley. But he turned around for a moment. He was trying to keep the interceptors attacking, but he lost the carrier because of that. That was a good catch by Flobio. So Flobio countering the micro pretty nicely there. Units lost tab looking okay for him. This base is the big problem. printF's like really been lazy on that lately. I feel in a few games, people have snuck corner bases on him, and he hasn't realized for a long time. He finally sends a Zealot down here. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the Terran player, and this is where you might get mistakes. Now the Terran's a bit stressed out. SCVs could probably beat the Zealot, but I mean, it's not going to be a clean fight. He's going to go for a surround. Good choice there. Does surround the Zealot. He'll take that Zealot out, but it's going to take out 3 workers. 3 workers go down. And oh, he's attacking his own fleet beacon, guys. And there we go again. Okay, 2 carries. Attack his own fleet beacon. His fleet beacon's almost dead, so he's got to stop attacking that. Takes out 1 turret. The second turret's going to go down. The Stalker does run in front for vision, and he'll see that the Vikings are coming, so he pulls back to safety. Does save the Stalker, just barely. Very nicely done. SCVs are still mining on that base, so Flobio is still mining way more resources out of this map than him. And look at that. The medevac is going to start ferrying all these extra workers out of his main to that expansion. Problem, Adepts and Stalkers are on their way over there to ruin his day. I think he should just go land like 4 Vikings there, defend it. But yeah, SCVs on their own fighting this is not going to be great. I mean, he could try to fight it with the medevac, I guess. He's going to pick up Marines and send them over. Marines actually have stim and shields. Oh, the carriers do another launch, guys. He just did it again. He attacked his gateway and he just launched in. And now the thing is, that feels so frustrating as a Terran because it's like, whoa, where did all those interceptors come from? Hats off to him though. Flobio's SCVs, the Jolly Boys are fighting hard, man. I feel like printF needs to send some Zealots over there or something. We've got an 8 Marine drop going over here as well. That's going to defend that base nicely. Flobio has time on his side, but he's got to keep building Vikings, and he's got to stay back. He's got to be careful, because look at the way printF keeps launching these. Look, he's going to send the Stalkers forward. Careful, careful, careful. The tank's going to almost kill that Stalker. That's 4 carriers, 32 interceptors. Look, he moves forward, throws on the shield battery. He doesn't get them all out, but a lot of them. And then look at that. He attacks the factory, it looked like, for a moment, and then he attacks the siege tank. If he can get rid of the siege tank, that'll help. Okay, he does get rid of that. Loses a Stalker, but that's going to allow his other Stalker to come forward and give him vision of where the Vikings are to make sure he doesn't go in range. Now, for those wondering, yes, Vikings outrange the carrier 9 range, but the Viking player, Flobio, needs to keep them perfectly stacked by spamming clicks underneath them, move commands to keep them clumped, because otherwise they naturally spread out, and then get them to all shoot at once on the carrier, and then pull back out of that leash range, because otherwise... printF, look, he launches again. He launches the interceptors again. Oh, good counter though, Flobio. Flobio got 1, 2. Can he get 3 and 4? Oh my god, this is big. Flobio with a brilliant maneuver there. Great micro by Flobio. The fact that he's got the base up as well, I think Flobio might be able to counter this. This is such sick micro from printF, but after losing the early Tempest and carriers, I think it's just a numbers game. That being said, these Vikings have been hanging around in leash range way too long. Way too long! He lost too many Vikings, guys. He's up to 24 Vikings killed. What? It looked like it started so good, but then he stayed in leash range. I think he thought he was out of range. You need to just run, or dive, dive. You can't stay in that middle ground. Anywhere in that middle ground where the carrier has 12 range and you only have 9, you're going to be taking damage and not getting any in return. Now he starts focusing the carrier, but it's too little too late. With the carriers on top of the production, there's only 15 interceptors, which is only the payload of 2 full carriers, but you can see he's rebuilding them as quickly as he can. And look at that. Oh, 4 Vikings pop out. They might be able to take him out. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. The carriers take out 1, 2 Vikings fall, but the carrier's getting very low. 3 Vikings fall. Oh, the shield battery tops it up. They're going to take out all 4. Mass repair is not enough. Flobio's got that mining base that he defended so well. But printF launching those interceptors ahead, running forward, throwing them onto the target, and then immediately pulling back before the Terran can respond. This is something where it's kind of like, if you don't have experience in this, it's so hard and weird to counter micro against. And Flobio made that one crucial mistake of staying in that kill zone, that kind of 10 to 12 range for a little bit too long. Has to throw the GG out. GG, well played. Flobio put up a pretty good fight, but printF, even when you know it's coming, he's always got some nasty special tactics up his sleeve. I want to really quickly just look at that last fight again where the Vikings overstayed their welcome, guys, because there was a pretty good Viking count, but Let's just watch that one more time. So look, okay, yeah, he's kind of caught off guard. So one Viking, 2 Vikings die immediately there. So like things like that was like such a nice snipe, right? I guess it was a little bit after this, the next big one where he overstays. Okay. So we've got 9 Vikings, 4 carriers. And look at that. He snipes another Viking, or at least almost did one. Gets the tank. Okay. Okay. Where was this fight? Here it is. So he gets a carrier, and then he needs to either keep diving or pull back. He gets 1 carrier, he gets 2 carriers, and he should run away. But look, now he runs sideways, and then he turns. And he does a volley, and you just got to stop. You just got to run. You have to get out of range. Shooting the interceptors is not effective. But this was the huge mistake. If he got the 2 carriers and then just ran to the far right of the screen, I think Flobio wins this game. But it's easy to feel like, oh no, I'm under attack. I can't just run. I should be doing damage. But A moving, attacking the interceptors does like nothing. So big mistake for Flobio. The hats off to printF for showing us some pristine micro. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this game. If you enjoy these sort of games, don't forget to check out some other ones on the screen. Don't forget to check out the Patreon down below if you do want to support it. And a big thanks to those who already are. Big thanks to Jacob G and Maxan especially. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time. Goodbye and good night.